Peace, love, light, my brothers and sisters worldwide, indigenous and both corporate alike. I had to retouch back this video here, and I'm doing it private this time. Hopefully, we get the point across in a very clear way. What I was stating as the only fictional institution still exists today is the Christian religion that dominates these Caribbean states, all religion on the whole. But the Christian religion is the most dominated one in these Caribbean islands. And 99% of the people in these islands are brain dead. Pardon me, my people, for saying this, but it's the truth. Okay? Enlightened ones, we're not referring to us. We're referring to the brain dead one who just refuse to acknowledge, get critical thinking, and start thinking, processing knowledge for themselves. They're like robots. They don't know how to think. So they're being controlled like puppets. Okay, by the pastors and by the politicians, because the two main tools that works together to indoctrinate our people is religion and politics, the most two fictional institutions that still exist today from slavery. Okay, so when you have these brain dead people and you're going to give them a little knowledge about the past and the self, and they will actually discard that by not even looking into the facts that you're relating to and tell you that you're mad. You're alien. You know, these people are they're not even a living soul. It's like a robot. You know, I don't even want, I can't refer to them as no other than a robot, because 99% of the people in the Caribbean islands are literally robots. They're brain dead. The politicians press the button, the pastors press the button, and they just jump. If at the end of the tunnel the pastor tell us, say, forget about all the troubles, Jesus is down there, the brain dead one is going to believe that and run to the end of the tunnel, when to the end of the tunnel is an explosive there to kill all of them bumbo clot. Because of brain dead, they're going to fall into the trap. Same with the politicians and with the magistrate and the judges and them. When you, as an enlightened, intelligent one like me, step into the court and highlight to them that that is fraud and you want no part of that, the first thing they do, because they know they cannot have a legal dispute as the court is meant to be, they will discard your ability to tell you that you're not right in your head and use the psychiatric torturing chamber to destroy you, like what has been practiced since 1970 by Walker and the indigenous intelligent minds. Okay, that's what it's been used for. So because they cannot, because in a court is a dispute between the accused and the military tribunal system that run it. Okay, because it's not a common law, it's military tribunal. So in that is who bring forth the better speech and the better word. But in terms of you as an enlightened, intelligent, indigenous brother, you're gonna have a complicated issue because you shutting the system down. They can't win you know how. They can't have a discussion with you because they cannot win you. You're too knowledgeable about the Constitution, you're too knowledgeable about your rights in itself, so they can't win you. So they will discard that. They wouldn't want to go on that topic because they cannot win you. Because you will use their own constitution and destroy them. And you will use your treaties and the common law. Because only when I damage of personal property, then can you bring forth an accusation against me. If I have not damaged personal property, your code, ordinance, and statutes, such as these traffic citations and these garbage shit, illegal of marijuana and all this crap, and illegal to carry firearm, all that's crap. That doesn't apply to we. Because we're indigenous. And first of all, you're occupying the land that is our land. And you're a corporate state who came here from slavery and being signed by into treaties to cooperate with the indigenous people and only occupy the cities, but you violate when you create the security forces, and which is called mercenary, and you violate every order of human life. And you try to take over indigenous land by using the forestry division to come in and do whatever you're doing. But that's beyond the point. It's the fictional institution that is what designed to create all that myth. And the Willie Lynn syndrome live on in my people because the magistrate and the judges, the prosecutors, the police officers, and the politicians, they're all under the Willie Lynn syndrome. Because Willie Lynn say in 1860s, when the Queen wrote a letter to Willie Lynch and asked him to come and visit him for a meeting because she would like to know how come he have his slaves so obedient and so submissive to him. Willie Lynn said it's simple. All you do is turn them against one another. Turn the father against the son and the mother against the daughter and keep them divided. And every time one is about to rebel against his master, have one as an Uncle Tom who would inform and let the slave master know that you have a rebellious one that needs to be corrected. And then you reward that Uncle Tom with a reward for keeping his brothers and them in subjection by selling them out to him so they could know when they're planning to escape or planning to disobey a master authority, so that they would flog them with a whip and put them under subjection and quote from the Bible that slaves obey your master, because it's a part of the Bible, because that Bible was written to indoctrinate. That's a storybook, fake ass shit. But the brain dead citizens in my island and the other Caribbean island, 99% of them, listen to our quoting it for you, is 99% of the people in them, not, no, 99% says 1% of we who is awake now. So that's why hence the politicians have them so manipulated and controlled, because the politician could tell them garbage and they go swallow it, and the pastor could tell them garbage and they go swallow it, and they go follow the media, because the media, the biggest manipulating tool that is used to distract them and keep them in an illusionated state of thinking, have them. And that is what they believe in, because when you go home too and you listen to some people, the way they talk, you can know that they don't have sense. You want to know, like, what the fuck is going on to my people? Because that's why most of the time when I'm going in the island, I don't really have too much conversation with the brain dead one. All I could do is just shout them here and go my way. Because you cannot conversate with people who don't know who they are and where they're coming from, who don't even know that this is an indigenous island and that a government is literally a slave colony that is established to thief your land. And you, under a birth certificate which was issued, which was born in 1492, was issued to make you a slave. They don't even know that. They do not know that. So, and when a brother like me who explain truths and fighting to declare the rights and exercising my rights, you know what they do when they go on the media, such as these radio announcers? They talk the most crap out of them out. And they back the system. Well, we know most of the situation is because they're getting paid, you know, to keep destroying credible and knowledgeable information. But it does not change the facts that the truth is the truth, and that lies that's been propagated and been taught to my people and have them in a state of delusion will literally destroy itself one day to come. But being a man of knowledge and trying to expose the truth to them, I still don't hide it. I come to expose it in many ways. I've been bombarded by the state, by the media, and by the police and the prosecutors and the magistrate in many different occasions. But upon a fair dispute, which I had a couple times with different magistrates, I closed the court down, and that's what they're afraid of. That's why they delay due process of the law and try not to have you speak in the court, which is violating your right of Section 5, which states that, not Section 7, sorry. Section 5 is no person should be subject to torture, inhumane, or degrading punishment, which is the psychiatric institution that they would recommend you when you're too knowledgeable for them. And Section 7 would speak of the rights to speak and to protect yourself. Freedom of expression, that's what it's called. And they would discard that. That's their own constitution. So magistrates and judges, they never obey the constitution because they're military tribunal. And they're not common law. And the civil law is a military tribunal, for you to know. Since in the 1860, military tribunal court has been running. And for those of you who don't know that, when you see security forces, they represent military martial law, military tribunal system. That's why they're on the street trying to enforce the statutes, code, and ordinance for the motorists, the vehicle, drivers, and so on. That's why they're there. That's why the ones in the military uniform, such as the uniform with the army suit, goes around and try to stop you at certain place and tell you they're searching for drugs and gun and whatever. And they have the so-called drug squad. All these are military tribunal to enforce the code, ordinance, and statutes to discredit your rights and your ability. Now, how fair is it that you would have a group of people to dictate your life and tell you that you must obey so-called law of the land, when the real law of the land, which is the law of nature, which is common law, is already in place? And if you follow common law, if you follow indigenous people, so to speak, they all go under common law. But the military tribunal system will tell you that civil law, and civil law is military tribunal dictatorship. You understand? And we are not under that, and we will not obey that. But the point is, these fictional institutions that exist is have my people in a state of delusion that they can't wake up. And most of them will not wake up. Only gonna be a handful of them. So they're gonna literally destroy themselves. And who's committing genocide against us under the Willie Lynch syndrome? It's the politicians, the magistrate, the judge, the prosecutor, the security forces, all civil servants. They are the ones who's destroying their own people under these cooperative state that is referred to as government, which are the colonies that were established from 1492 to slave our people and still exist today. You're still slave under the birth certificate, people, whether you like it or not. Whether you want to accept it or not, you are still a slave. Don't vex with me for the truth, but accept the truth, acknowledge the truth. Peace, love, light.